Welcome to F1 Bro Science Podcast from Chicago to Los Angeles.
Here we are again, back for your listening pleasure, now viewing, with Spencer Love and Tim here. Got Austin Cheatham for a guinea pig on our video podcast because we want to look good. That's why we got him.
Good choice.
Here we are. And you are making us look good.
Great choice, man.
So where are you at, Austin? You're at somebody's house?
Yeah, I'm quarantined at my buddy's house currently. You know, we just jump around, you know. Hell with this quarantine. Let's get it done.
Hear that.
So the other day you were telling me you had an idea for instead of Stashville. You're talking about upgrade?
Yeah. Yeah, we don't have Stashville anymore, so I think we need to upgrade to first one of the year, and it just so happens to be Bay City. So let's come back with some mullets rocking, some 70s and 80s stuff going on, aviators, you know, the old trucker hats. In fact, I got a sweet Mercury hat from back in the day that I found on eBay that I scooped up.
So we'll have to do a Mullet City trophy then.
Mullet City.
Yeah.
Well, how am I going to get in on that? Because I ain't growing no mullet or no skullet. So
Yeah.
I'm going to figure
Yeah,
out
I
something.
don't know. We'll have to figure something out for you.
I got a wig for you. I got a Joe Dirt wig for you.
Deal.
You can be a
Done.
blonde.
I'll wear that under my helmet, too. I don't give a shit.
That
That'd be
long,
awesome.
long hair don't cover up that red neck, boy.
Hell no. If you look sick on the podium, too, holding my trophy.
Joe Dirte. You'll look good with that.
I'm gonna wear a flannel too. That hell of a driving suit.
Mm-hmm.
Flannel suit and a mullet wig. Game on.
Driving suits don't make any faster, man.
Nah, stickers do.
Everybody that wants to be a part of it would chip in $5 or something maybe, and then winner takes all.
Something like that, enough to buy some beer or something.
Like a Calcutta. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's a good deal.
Or some chew, you know, as long as we got enough, the winner gets enough money for some chew or some beer or whatever, you know. Or to buy your groupie a Four Loko would be enough with me, you know.
Oh, so 50 cents it is. Done.
Yeah.
Speaking of groupies, you get some interesting crews sometimes, huh?
Yeah, very interesting. Pretty funny, actually, you know. We were in Springfield, I think, the first year, and I was short-handed. Seeing this guy walk in the pits or whatever and looked like he was lost, but he was enjoying the boats and all. I was like, hey, man, looking for some help tomorrow. I'll get you an armband and all that. And he thought it was the coolest thing in the world. And heck, he's turned out to follow us around, and he's like our head guy in charge when it comes to groupies and stuff like that. Works his butt off.
For next to nothing. Just beer and a sandwich here and there. Some bologna.
He don't even care about a sandwich. Just a beer.
Pork chop in every can.
That's right. And it doesn't have to be any preferred beer.
Just beer.
As long as there's something in the cooler, yeah, he's good.
I'm going to tell Josh, like, dude, you got to step your game up and start working for beer because can't afford your ass no more.
Yeah. For sure.
Sounds like you're missing out on a decent party over there, Austin.
Oh, no. I ain't missing out on much. There's a few people outside, but you know how that goes. So it's under 10 people. We try to keep it under 10 people and abide by the law, you know?
Yeah.
6 feet apart.
Yeah, do our part to slow the spread.
Spread of what? I'm new to this whole quarantine.
Oh, yeah? Slow the spread of what, you say?
Yeah. I don't know what's going on.
I guess you stay on this podcast so much you don't even know. Which actually, I don't know. If you have Facebook, get on Facebook. If you know a few Democrats, they'll let you know.
I just defriended one of my cousins on Facebook today because of some of her comments. You know, it's like if you want to be positive and be supportive of somebody, and it's different than what I feel, that's fine. I'll read about it, but don't just be negative and beat up on people. That ain't no good to read.
Yeah, I mean that, and let people live their life. Don't tell them they got to sit in a corner and hide from the world. Shit, I ain't doing it.
Man, no. No, many people are. Well, there's a lot of people doing it. There's no one I personally know.
Yeah. And we're doing our part with the podcast, I guess, right now.
Yeah,
Social distancing.
And we're in 3 different corners of the country right now, so we're obviously 6 feet apart.
Yeah, for sure. Not 6 feet away from a drink, though. It's all good.
Shit, 6 feet. My arm ain't 6 feet long, dude.
6 inches.
Yeah, whatever. As long as I can grab that son bitch, I'm good. So is your shit ready to go for the racing this summer?
For the most part, I mean, I got an old wore-out power head sitting on it. I've just set it on there the other night. Got a new wiring harness in it. Got to hook up a few more switches, and I don't know. That's really it. I got a new motor on the bench. Sorry, I'm burping. That Keystone gets me. But I got a new motor on the bench that I'm finishing up. So waiting on Wesley to get down so we can do some things with it. But yeah, maybe some new props.
Speaking of Wesley, last time we talked to him, he was talking about buying a pallet of Keystones.
Yeah, he definitely needs to invest in stock in that because, I mean, hell, he should be part owner in Keystone already with all the money he's invested in them. But
well, he got that Trump check last week. He should get at least a 12-pack out of that.
Yeah. I mean, he should have got 1,200 out of that deal. So we'll see what happens.
I was looking today that Bay City's on the 10th and 13th. Then the following week, the Stock Nationals start. You still planning on doing the Kneelers too?
Whoo, man, I don't know. My main concern right now is tunnel boats, but that's kind of in the works. But we'll see what the money situation's like. Just if I win that Calcutta, I'm definitely going.
That'll pay hands down. You should get a big toter home with that. No problem.
Yeah, no, man, that Calcutta. If I win that puppy, after I buy a 4 Loko or 2 for Brian Nance, I think I can at least get a 12-pack to get out of my county. So we'll figure it out.
Brian Nance, that's your crew chief, or is that Wesley's? Or you guys just fight over him?
No, that's mine.
Yeah,
that's mine. Brian Nance, he's the man.
Well, that's a good thing to know that you have a crew guy when you come up north here.
Yeah, well, he's from up north, man. We just scoop him up on the way, and it's awesome, man. Last time we picked him up, it was pretty interesting. Never seen anything like that. It's pretty funny.
You guys ever let him drive the motor home?
No. He's a good co-pilot. I think we showed up at his house in Springfield the first year. Actually, Wes didn't even know we were doing it. We were going to pull over and sleep or whatever, and I was behind the wheel, and Cousin Tony was riding. I think Walter was riding. I think Walter was passed out, though. Cousin Tony was up with me. It was like 3 in the morning. I swung through Brian Nance. I called him, whatever, showed up to his little apartment deal, and this guy's piggybacking electricity off the neighbor below with extension cord, and they didn't even know it. And he was like, "Yeah, man, that's my bootleg electricity." He was had his bag packed and passed out on the stairway, so because his phone actually, that's even better story. His phone was dead. He knew we were coming. He called me off of Facebook off of some other neighbor's phone. We ended up. Me and Wesley told him we were coming and be ready. If you're not ready, we're just gonna leave you or whatever. But Wes didn't know the time of day or whatever. We were supposed to take a nap, like I said. But I went straight through and gave him like $80 or something. His phone turned back on so I can communicate with the guy. But yeah, it was cool, man. So we saddled up and he got in the motorhome, and I made it like another hour out of Springfield, headed to Toledo. I couldn't take it, and I pulled her over and into a rest stop and laid down. Next thing I know, I wake up to Wes tapping me on the shoulder, pissed off because Tony and Brian decided we were going to the race. They had enough of the the rest stop, and Tony's driving, and they're both sitting up there smoking cigarettes going down the road. And Wes was more mad about them smoking in the motorhome than anything. So it's pretty awesome. you know, it's never a dull moment in the Cheatham Racing Rig. So if anybody ever gets a chance, they should go. If not, we should sell tickets for people to go. It's like a circus on wheels. So it's fun.
Yeah, I got an up close view of the motorhome. It's pretty legit though, man. I gotta admit. Got the back, party in the front, business in the back.
Yeah, the back's the smoking section for Tony and Walter. They go smoke. They shut the door and they go smoke their cigarettes and open the roof hatch and hang out back there and drink beer and smoke cigarettes. And I'm either sleeping and Wesley's driving something along those lines. I sleep a lot.
Yeah.
You guys ever pull any good pranks on each other when you're on the road trip?
No, not really pranks, but like.
I mean,
one
you guys,
time
you've never like grabbed a piece of dental floss and tied a booger to it and dangled it in from your buddy's face and wait for him to wake up and smack himself in the face and have a booger stuck to his face or anything?
No. We don't really. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna give me some ideas, but no, we haven't really done that. I think the funniest thing that I've ever seen in the motorhome is when Walter. In fact, Walter rode your Grom, Spencer, I think, in Clear Lake or something, and so he had to have one. He went and bought one. We were headed to Pittsburgh that year, Walter was so excited. He had her strapped in the back there, and like every 5 minutes, he would just get up and go to the back, have the door open, and just start it and rev the hell out of it on the rev limiter while we were going down the road. so, I mean, we did stuff like that. Nothing really too crazy. Party on wheels, man. I think I got drunk in that thing like 3 times in one day on the way home. Get drunk, pass out, wake up, and do it again. So, of course, I was driving.
Yeah, other people have been able to do that in my motorhome, but usually there's not enough people in my motorhome for me to be able to do it because there's only one other person usually that's driving, and usually that's not how we get to roll down the road. But usually there's been a few times where there's somebody that's been able to have a lot of fun in the motorhome while I'm driving. So
yeah, your driver's a pretty serious guy.
Yeah, I'll ride in your motorhome, Spencer, and drink in the back for you.
Hey, actually, you know, talking about me liking to sleep a lot, Spencer probably could vouch for that. I think I slept pretty good in his motorhome one time going down the road from Bakersfield.
Yeah,
I think him and my dad were cutting it up front, and I was snoozing, man. I left Bakersfield and woke up in Moore Park at like 5 in the morning or something stupid, but whatever it was.
Yeah, I think you decided you wanted a break from listening to your dad, and you went in the back and went to sleep. Next day.
Yeah, there's a lot of road trips with this boat racing stuff. We could probably talk about this for hours with the stories and the shit you see out on the road, or people that you pass, or just people in cars. Like, what in the hell are they doing in there?
To me, man, the road is the best part of boat racing. To me, I mean, I flew to some, but for sure the road's the best part.
Yeah, you missed out on the Mexico trip. That's how I got to meet your cousin and Tim and pretty much everybody else. That's how I got to know everybody pretty good.
I don't know if I missed. I wouldn't say. Well, I don't know. I wasn't there, but I don't feel like I missed out on much. I've hung out with all you guys, just never been stranded on the road with y'all. But I can see where, you know, what happened. I can see exactly why that happened when y'all were stranded. You know, the stuff y'all did. But
dude, that was another level of. Well, one, the bond that we all got on that journey, but I know 10 people that's been stuck in a Mexican desert in a snowstorm.
It was like a 4-day quarantine.
That's a screwed up deal to say you got stuck in a desert in a snowstorm in Mexico.
Yeah, a lot of people can't say that. Me and Spencer can. Building snowmans in the middle of the interstate, putting oxygen bottles on it for a dong. It was hilarious.
The only thing that can get worse being stuck on the side of the road is breaking down in Mexico.
We did that.
Spencer can say that, huh?
We did that, yeah.
Yeah,
I wasn't sure. Was glad my truck was insured.
Mexico for what? 10 hours? They don't work on Duramaxes. They don't sell them in Mexico. They just build them.
Yeah, they were ready to cut the whole exhaust system out of that truck when we were down there, and finally I'm like, you know what? I think I can get to manually shift if I just put my foot down the gas pedal, push it down, hold it down, and then it gets to the end of the RPMs, let it off, And when I let it off, it'd shift to the next gear, and I'd push back on it. So I'd get it to manually shift just the throttle. And so that's how we got it out of Mexico, because instead of the transmission shifting gears, I was manually shifting gears with the gas pedal, and I got it to work.
Yeah, them cutting the exhaust off in Mexico is probably no big deal, or much less, like, especially if you're just going to come back to Texas with that puppy. But I don't think they realize you're from, like, a communist state. You can't do that.
Yeah, no, that's kind of what we're thinking about. I get back to California, that's probably going to be a $5,000 to $10,000 repair.
Yeah. We actually even said that. Like, let's just cut the exhaust off this bitch. And Spencer was like, dude, I live in California. That shit ain't going to fly. I'm like, well, we should get it to California. Leave it in Mexico.
Yeah. I think I'd rather be in a bind in the States than a bind in a foreign country.
It was an experience. You'd had to have been there to understand it, but it was horrible and cool as hell at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we were at that race, and I managed to podium and get a ball of champagne, and it was a grinder, man, going down there and doing all that, and then up on the podium, and they're, set your ball of champagne down, we're doing pictures, and I set it down, and then, okay, now we're doing autographs. This little kid walks up to me, and he's got this empty bottle of champagne, and wants me to autograph it, and okay, yeah, cool, you got empty bottle of champagne, somebody must have gave it to him. Sign it, autograph it, and take a picture with him, and then he walks off, and then I do a few more autographs, and I'm like, holy shit, that kid came up with that bottle of champagne that I had. I only had one sip out of it, and he took it from me.
He got your ass.
He got me, yeah. So I think I have a picture of him on my phone maybe somewhere, but
I'm surprised he didn't try to sell it back to you or something. You know how them people are over there.
Tell you what, that race site was pretty awesome, though, with the mountains in the background, and other than the salt water, but it was a cool place.
Speaking of not really just Mexico, but that series, man, that's the IOUGP. What's up with that? Spencer, you kind of chase that.
I haven't heard much from that lately. I don't know. I think that might be a work in progress.
He's got a trophy over his shoulder from it.
I know it. I seen the pistol back there.
Pistola. That's a cheap pistol.
So what's your favorite race podium or win, or what do you got for us?
Last year I got the podium more than ever. It was fun. The whole year was awesome, but obviously winning Pittsburgh was pretty cool. I mean, but favorite, probably Pittsburgh, man.
No, that was pretty cool watching you do that. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, actually, obviously you and I know, but maybe not the rest of the people know, but I had a borrowed power head, a borrowed prop. I had some of that Clover Construction, the old 45 program. Nobody was putting it to use, so I did. So it was fun. I had a great year, and all in all that year. But Pittsburgh was awesome, man. Got thrown in the water by Tim Kraft.
Yeah, that was my favorite part, throwing your ass in that river. That was a long way down.
Yeah, you assholes. I don't think y'all realize how hard I had to struggle to get back out of there in a fucking driving suit. I'm soaked with no life jacket. And I swallowed a bunch of water when I hit the water. And I was like, oh, this is great. Because, the water was up and we're in Schittsburg where the water's not clean. And here comes the fire department guys. They were just cruising by, because they were leaving the race course or whatever. They're like, you good? And I'm sitting there coughing. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just trying to get to the ladder. Don't worry about me.
Hey, you realize when you get thrown in the water, you should hold your breath, not open your mouth, right?
Yeah, well, actually, I was used to running air, on my face. But when I got thrown in the water quick, I had no air.
Yeah, that was fun. Pittsburgh's always a fun race, even though the pits kind of suck. It's a mile away, but the race itself. Then when it's over with, you see 6 turn pins at the final lap because your head is beating on the castle so much.
It wasn't that. It was snotty in the 45, but not that bad. Just in the turns down there where the rivers meet. But I'll never forget that deal. I still know the numbers off that prop and everything. So that was. Not that it matters.
I'll have to ask you which one it was after we got off the phone. I'm curious. Yeah.
Oh, I know. I won't forget which one it was.
Yeah, you should have a better time time there this year, Tim, because that boat will treat you a lot better getting around that course. It'll be a lot smoother for you. You'll see 3 buoys at the end.
Instead of
Hey,
four.
we've seen that boat there win one of the roughest races that ever happened on our circuit. So it definitely Pittsburgh won't be nothing. That'll be a walk in the park for that big thing.
Yeah.
Let's hope so. I can't wait to get in it. Hell, I've only sat in the thing twice.
I'm gonna be following one of you around, because you can get in somebody's wake and it's not so bad, just kind of whatever. I'll take a good pressure washing around the race course just to not get beat up so bad.
Yeah, don't hit those outside course markers at Pittsburgh. I hear they're pretty tough.
Man, since I was in 45s that year, I had a front seat show to that on the judges stand or the announcer stand over there when John Eddy plowed that bastard.
All I seen was shit flying everywhere. I'm like, what happened? No red flag.
That 1 minute cannon that we hear at Springfield, that's what it sounded like when John Eddy hit that fucking buoy.
With the dong.
And I look up and there's splinters everywhere. I was like, oh, that's not probably good. Hey, but he made it back to the boat ramp, but there was a big wall of water in front of him all the way there. So
yeah, he's one of the nicest guys out there too.
He's a pretty cool dude. He sent me a picture of that boat. It's all fixed up. Looks really good now. Can't wait to see it.
He's the first one to give you a shirt off his back every time that you need anything. So.
Oh yeah.
Even if he doesn't have it.
Him and David McMurray are both the same way, but I think John Eddy definitely takes the cake when it comes to putting one in the water, like crashing or something like that.
Yeah, you want to say anything about David McMurray, Nashville Marine,
Oh man, actually, I
since
don't know
you brought it up.
This shirt, but it says Phoenix Boats. That's what Nashville Marine says. It says Team Nashville Marine on the back. Good guys, man. David's awesome. He helps me a lot. If it wasn't for him, it'd definitely be hard for me to go racing. I actually, the new motor I was talking about, I had the block. Actually, Tim Kraft, that's the block that Tim Kraft brought to me from Fairchild. And I finally put her back together this winter. With everything came from Nashville Marine. Pistons, bearings, everything. Electronics. So they're good guys, man. I appreciate them a lot.
And David's a really cool guy, man. The first time I met him down at a golf fort, he didn't even have a boat. He was so enthusiastic and ready to go. I was like, oh yeah, we need these kind of people here. He jumped in with both feet. He's a good guy to have around for sure.
Yeah, and that's Gulfport's where I met him, and we hit it off good, man. And I didn't really think that I was going to get in. I mean, I obviously wasn't trying to get anything out of it. I didn't even know he was a boat dealer at the time, I don't believe. But I don't know. He's a really cool guy. It's awesome to have people like him, and it's cool, man. I'm glad to have him for sure. So he's had a rough go at this starting in boat racing, and I'm glad he stuck it out. And I think we're going to see a lot of him this year.
For sure, he'll be he'll be one out there. He's definitely putting some money into his program, fixing up everything, getting ready to go.
He'd be a good guy to take my kids to go visit right now during this quarantine, too, because he's got that swimming pool with the water slide in the backyard.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Kids would be liking that.
He'd be great. But definitely that thing, as long as they're in a race boat in the middle of the pool. Well, we're going to have to do a quick pause.
Lost
Hit
Austin
pause.
again.
Pause that recording.
At least he's
Can't
smiling.
pause it.
Or can you stop recording?
No. Well, then it's over.
All right, well, just keep it going. I mean, if we cut it out, we cut it out.
Austin.
Austin, hey, we see
Austin.
your face. He's cheesing.
Well, at least he's smiling.
Yeah, we'll just leave him up there in the corner.
I think what Austin was trying to say is, David McMurray's a good guy. He's glad he got to meet him, and he's helped him out a lot. And
yeah, he definitely one of the nicer guys I've ever met.
yeah,
He definitely enthused, loves this boat racing stuff. I mean, he's done all kinds of other racing too, but you know how this boat racing is. Once you get into it, it's like, I don't know, you can't get out of it. It just holds you. Good icebreaker. I did get one question. I mean, not question, a request when I was put on the the Facebook thing, someone asked for you and I to talk about when we first started my Kankakee days and your Kneeler days. I mean, how did you get involved? You started out with Kneeler.
I started racing when I was 13. My cousin's grandpa had a cracker box boat and got him a little kneel down J boat and went for riding it. And my dad said, "What do you think? You like doing that?" "Yeah, it was a lot of fun. You want to get one?" "Yeah." So, okay, let's check into it and see how much it costs. And I don't know, 6 months later, I was out there racing against my little cousin and some other people out here.
So you're basically obviously started in California. You do a lot of your kneeling out there, kneel down out there.
Yeah. No, I think then my brother and sister started racing my second year, and then my dad bought a boat for himself the third year, and then we were all racing, and then it was me and my brother, sister, dad, and then I had two cousins that were racing, and there was 5 of us racing against each other and Jay.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's a family affair kind of deal. Everybody's uninvolved.
Our first trailer, my dad welded the frame and did all that stuff, and I helped him in the garage with whatever I could, grinding or whatever work that he didn't want to do that I was able to do, I did. So did all that stuff, and then we took the trailer down to my cousin's grandpa. He worked at the San Onofre power plant, and they skinned the whole trailer for us because they did a lot of sheet metal and stuff down there. So they did all that for us, and I don't know, we had a trailer, the back opened up, and it was like a cover. So the sides, so it was like 2 sides opened up, and it was like a awning. But the trailer doors were pretty heavy, so it was a chore getting them up there.
To get out of the way.
How about you? How'd you get started?
I grew up in Kankakee, in that Kankakee area. Everybody knows anything about OPC. Obviously, I've heard of Kankakee. My dad took me down to the races, I don't know, like 83, 84. I met a friend of his was John Guimo. Got me in the pits, and I thought, wow, that stuff's really cool. I got to do that. And then 88, he bought me a Sport C boat. So I started driving the Sport C boat. That season, my first race was on the Mississippi River in Clinton, Iowa, and I had to set on 75 pounds of lead shot. And this was pre-capsule. So let me tell you what, about a 125-pound Tim bouncing up and down on lead shot, I was done in about 10 laps, and it was a marathon race. So I got yelled at, "Get your ass back out there. We didn't come all over here to do this." Went out there mad, finished the race, and then we fine-tuned stuff, then got into Mod C, played with that for a while. And then 45s pre-capsule, that was a rush. And then ran that up to like 97, and then I stepped out, got into motocross, decided I needed to break a bunch of bones and get steel rods and shit stuck in my legs and arms. And then I met John again back in Kankakee, and I don't know, 11 or 12. And started hanging out with those guys. I was like, you know what? I need to put a helmet back on, and here we are.
I'm still a little lost. You said 125-pound Tim Kraft?
At 14 years old.
Okay, I was going to say, were you 10?
Lighter than that. 1988. So that was many moons ago. I ran till 97. I got to run the IOGP when they finally put 45s in with those guys. Thought I was the king back then. Like, I get to run with all the big dogs. But I'm in a 45 boat. And they're running mod VPs and champ boats and 140s. But it was fun. Got to meet all those guys. That was cool.
That was before IOUGP. That's just IOGP, right?
Yeah, that was the one from back in the 80s and 90s. Where River Race Augusta. That one used to be a big one. Probably just as big as Kankakee back in them days. Well, yeah, it was a learning experience, that's for sure. Then you realize how slow you were. I got to race with Rick Hoffman and all those guys in 45 in their prime when those guys were just busting everyone. They were all so fast. But it was a good time.
Yeah, they were living for it. Got to hear a lot of good stories from Rick when I met him a few years back. I didn't know a lot of boat racing history that he had up till we started working together for the first F1 boat that he was building with me. For me, that was a fun experience getting to know him.
Yeah, he's a cool guy too. Like I said, when we were out at his shop, out there, and I was telling him I lined up at him in Augusta in 45s, and he's like, "I didn't race Augusta." I'm like, "Yeah, you did," because I thought I was the king because I got to line up next to Rick Hoffman, the guy that used to drive V8s. He's like, "Okay." I mean, he's been doing it for so long. He kind of, I guess, everything turns into a blur at some point.
We're still trying to call Austin back, but it keeps saying he's unavailable. He must have had one of his sponsors call him to talk to him.
Yeah, we're. I guess. This is a good shot at the video attempt. We got some good info on this podcast. We'll make it better from here.
Yeah, we're a work in progress. We're learning, and I don't know, it was fun. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and do it again soon.
And we'll see you guys in the next episode. We'll post it on the Facebook page, and we are working on getting this on iTunes. It's pretty much there, but not there yet. Waiting on the email. So at some point, we're going to be on iTunes if you want to hear us.